Happy weekend, guys. People want to know if Friday's bounce means that the market bottom is in, and in our estimation, no. You recall, you're looking at the S&P 500, by the way. You recall that we were noting the October 10 lows here as the benchmark. We broke that on massive volume on Thursday and then bounced on Friday. Now, I like to draw an analogy to running a race, right? If you run a 100-yard dash, what happens? After you're done, you've got to rest. And that's what we were doing on Friday is we were bouncing in the form of a rest. We still believe that the S&P 500 will come down here and to achieve its 615-ish price target, even though I have 619 marked here. Same thing with the Qs, by the way. Qs are bouncing on Friday. It didn't quite get as high as the SPYs did and started to let go at the end of the day, and it will let go eventually and will come down to projected price target for the QQQs, which reflects the NASDAQ, is the 541 area, even though I have the 551 area marked here. I also have this line marked up here because you can expect it to build cause over the next coming days to go down. And let me show you an analogy. It's not an analogy. Maybe the best way to understand this is to look back at what happened in April. So we broke on volume on April to the downside. Massive volume, these two candles right here, you can see that. And then we built cause for several days to a week before we kind of let go and then tried to hang on and then let go again. Something like that will continue this time. So we expect something like that to happen. So I would think that, I don't know, no one knows, if it takes a day or a week or 2 weeks, we expect it to kind of build some sort of cause before it lets go and fulfills this price target, both in the SPYs and the QQQs. And I don't think any stock will be spared. Now, I have this line up here because typically in markets, they'll go up and retest the lows of a certain range before they resume their downside move. Now, I use language like let go and all that kind of stuff. This is not catastrophic by any means, and this is not a crash, even though it might feel like a crash for some people. But if you look at this in the weekly, we have come a long ways. We've had a massive run, right? And all we're talking about is checking back to this line, which is pretty normal in a bull market, by the way, and I still would consider it a bull market despite this correction. We've been really over exuberant, and stocks have been going up that haven't been making any money. I mean, companies that aren't even profitable have been seeing their stocks double and triple in price. And just that type of irrational exuberance, as Greenspan once said many years ago, is what has to be washed out of the market, and we believe that'll happen here. So a couple stocks that are strong in the market, your Apples are hanging out, are leading this market along with Google, but I don't think anything will be spared at the end of the day. Some generals like, switching the daily here, some generals like Microsoft have already been sort of shot. Right, we're short Microsoft. I think Microsoft goes down here the 429 area, so we'd be short Microsoft. And as they pick off these generals one by one, this market will start to roll. So the main message here is the bottom is not in. We think the market will build cause for a couple of days, maybe a week. Not sure, maybe 2 weeks, maybe longer. Who knows? The timing is the unknown. But it's building cause to fulfill these price targets to the downside. To repeat it one more time so you understand what the price targets are, we think that the SPYs will come down here to around the 615 area, and the Qs will come down here to the 541 area, even though I have the 551 area marked on the chart. So expect lower prices. I know a lot of people who make money in the stock market and never go short. They wait for the market to set up and then they go long and they do perfectly fine. If you don't go short, I would sit in cash. And there'll be a better base from which to buy stocks. And I think still the market will probably run into the end of the year. It'll just run from a lower base. So with that, hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment on YouTube. Be happy to answer them. Hope you continue to have a great weekend.